Welcome to Education Matters, presented by the Public School Forum of North Carolina. I'm your host, Mary Ann Wolf. Today, we are here to talk about pathways for recruitment and preparation of educators and the growing role of community colleges in helping to prepare future teachers. You will hear today about collaborative frameworks between high schools, community colleges, and universities to create a seamless educational pathway for students pursuing a career in education. We are so pleased to be joined by several guests from our local school districts, community colleges, and institutes of higher ed. We are so pleased today to be joined by Dr. Lisa Eads, the Associate Vice President of Academic Programs from the North Carolina Community College System, and Cathy Collie-Robinson, the Chair and Instructor of the Early Childhood Education Program at Durham Technical Community College. Welcome to you both. And Lisa, we're thrilled that community colleges are playing an increasing role in helping to prepare future North Carolina educators. Can you talk a little bit about the different pathways into education available through the community colleges?
We do have a lot going on in the community college world right now, especially when it comes to teacher preparation. So we do have two transfer degrees, the Associate in Arts and Teacher Preparation and the Associate in Science and Teacher Preparation. Those allow students to transfer to a public or private university in the state of North Carolina. Attached to those degrees, we also have articulation agreements with the UNC system and with the signatory institutions for the North Carolina independent colleges and universities. So all 58 community colleges now offer that program. We had the 58th college approved on Friday, so yay, we're very excited for that. In addition to transfer, we also now offer a new elementary education residency license certificate. So that is a new opportunity for colleges. I think we have 18 colleges now offering that program, slated to start in the fall of 23 for those individuals who are working in an elementary school seeking residency license. In addition to that, we have lots of things going on in the world of early childhood, and Cathy may speak to some of those, but just give you a broad overview. We have the associate degree in early childhood education, which also has an articulation agreement with the UNC system. We are in process of developing an articulation with the independent colleges for that program as well. And lots of other stackable credentials, lots of certificates. We had for many years had bilateral transfer agreements with our sister institutions at the university level. And as we've had more students to come through our programs, we've had many who wanted to continue their career path and get that four-year degree. Bilateral agreements allow them to do so, but it's hard when they don't necessarily know where they want to go, or if they're even thinking about transfer. Many don't think about transfer when they start with us until they're a little further in the program. So the uniform agreements that we have with our system, sister systems, I'm going to say it that way, allow students to have more seamless transfer opportunities. So they are not losing credit. They should be able to understand what's moving from our side of the house to the university and what remains. So a big key component of that is the bachelor degree plan. We abbreviate that as a BDP. The BDPs are like your GPS to get you from one place to the next stop.
Cathy, we're so excited about the work going on at Durham Tech. Could you share a little bit about how you're partnering with school districts and universities to recruit and prepare educators?
Sure. So we have a lot going on here at Durham Tech, and we're super excited to be partnering up with North Carolina Central University and Durham Public Schools as part of the North Carolina Educator Pipeline Collaborative with the Public School Forum. So with this collaborative, we've got great things going on. Durham Public Schools has received a super generous donation, and with those funds, they have started the Bull City Teaching Scholars. With the Bull City Teaching Scholars, we're really using that effort to attract high school students to want to become public school teachers. And so we're doing that starting in two phases. We're going to start with the middle college high school students here on our campus, as well as the early college high school students on North Carolina Central's campus. So rolling that out probably in the spring of 2024 to get those students interested in this pipeline. We're also doing a lot of interesting things around preparation. A big area we have noticed that students are struggling with as they transfer from us to North Carolina Central is in the praxis prep. So we're doing a lot of collaborating to figure out how to support our students to prepare for the praxis, then to do some praxis tests beforehand, so that they're able to start at North Carolina Central as juniors and to go right into the teacher prep program.
Wonderful. And Lisa, as someone that works across all the community colleges, including Durham Tech, how do you see the community college helping to make sure we're recruiting a diverse teaching workforce, as well as high quality and well prepared?
I think one of the unique things about North Carolina's community college system is that we cover the whole state, right? We serve all 100 counties, and that allows us to really serve all populations. And when you look at our data and our student population, we are more diverse than our university partners. We also are very affordable. So some of those economic barriers that some students may face, they may be completely lifted or even lessened to a degree coming through in community college and then moving on to their university experience. So we really want to build on the grow your own model. So we reach across the state, looking at underserved populations, recruiting folks that might not even be thinking about being a teacher into the profession. So hopefully that's going to expand our workforce.
Wonderful. And Cathy, do you already have some success stories of students who have matriculated through the Durham Tech as part of their journey?
Our early childhood program has been around for a long, long time. And so we have many, many students who have completed their early childhood degree with us, transferred on, completed their birth through kindergarten teaching licensure, or are now out into the field. And my favorite success stories are when we can combine our practicum students with our graduates who are in kindergarten classrooms or pre-K classrooms. Nothing is better than walking to a classroom and seeing one of our graduates who is now supporting a new soon-to-be graduate. That's a huge, huge success stories. Our associate in arts and our associates in science and teacher prep, pretty new. We are graduating just our first cohort, and we've got a few that are going on to North Carolina Central starting in the fall. And we are doing some of that collaborative work this summer with the praxis already. North Carolina Central is being super generous and super supportive with in helping our students prepare.
What recommendations and strategies would you suggest, especially if we think about what state leaders might be able to do so that we can help this go even further?
I would expand on the opportunity. I think one of the things that is a barrier sometimes for folks is they are not aware of all the services and courses and programs that the community college system offers. So we certainly need help getting the word out about the opportunity. Also reaching out to our K-12 partners to help students know about that opportunity, perhaps through our Career and College Promise program, our cooperative innovative high schools, or our adult students who might be returning for a new career. So we would love to have help in that recruitment. Also with the strategies, just building on partnerships. That is one thing the community college system does well, is expanding partnerships. So as we get new programs, as Cathy just mentioned, we've got some first cohorts coming through as graduates. We want to see those partnerships expand and strengthen.
You know, I think we need support in changing the narrative of the beautiful thing it is to be a teacher, right? The joy of being a teacher. I think that is something that would just be a wonderful thing if we can move forward with all of us in this together saying, teaching is great, it's wonderful, here are the benefits of being a teacher. I think the Bull City Teaching Scholars that Durham Public Schools is able to start off this semester, or this year, that could just be a wonderful thing to replicate across the whole state.
Well, I just want to thank both of you for your partnership, for your thoughtful work, and just for the hope you bring to this every single day. I've witnessed it and appreciate it. And we look forward to continuing on this journey with you. After the break, we will be joined by colleagues from Guilford Tech, Guilford County Schools, and North Carolina A&T.
Education Matters is brought to you each week in part by Participate Learning, uniting our world through global learning.
Welcome back. We're so thankful to be joined by Dr. Steve Turner, the Dean of Humanities and Social Sciences at Guilford Technical Community College, Alan Hooker, Director of Recruiting at Guilford County Schools, Dr. Paula Groves-Price, the Dean of the College of Education at North Carolina Agriculture and Technical State University, and Dr. Geraldine Patterson, Chair of the Department of Educator Preparation at North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University. Welcome to all of you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Be here. Thank you.
Yes. It's such an honor to have all of you together today because of the partnership that you've built between Guilford County Schools, Guilford Tech, and NCA&T. I wondered, Dean Price, if you could start by giving us an overview of the collaboration, how it's been implemented, and what you're most excited about.
I think that our collaboration was one that was really very natural in many ways. I think that here in our College of Education, we've had a number of very successful partnerships with Guilford County Schools for a number of years, working on lots of initiatives. Interestingly enough, Steve reached out to us right before the pipeline initiative began, and we had already started having some conversations about working more closely together in terms of thinking about how we can make things a little bit more seamless between our institutions and developing stronger MOUs. And so when this sort of came together, it felt like working as a trifecta with Guilford County Schools, A&T, and Guilford Tech just really made sense. It really allowed us to work more collaboratively, to talk, and to really carve out time that we were doing individually, but to do it all together. I think we found some great efficiencies, but then we also were able to think beyond just what we were already doing, but also think about how can we plan some stronger initiatives and also some better collaboration amongst the three of us together.
Geraldine, I wonder if you can share a little bit about what's been implemented through this collaboration.
I think one of the most exciting outcomes that we had was the Blue and Gold bus tour. Males Exploring Pathways in Education, which was really a synergistic moment between all of our units, thinking about how we could increase and diversify the teacher pipeline, and how each of us played a really unique and critical role in that, and how do we align our collective talents and expertise to really ensure that we are being strategic about how we recruit the next generation of educators. We provided this opportunity for them to learn more about those pathways in a way that represented them. So we had panels of seasoned male educators who came up through the ranks of what it means to be a teacher and had other careers now in education. And then we also had alumni come and talk about what it means to be a teacher and their impact, and current students in the program. And the high school students also got a tour of North Carolina A&T State University. And most importantly, Marianne, they learned about the profession, right? And dispelling myths about the profession. You don't get paid anything and nobody's happy as a teacher. And we really pushed back against those narratives with quantitative facts, but also with the stories of our seasoned panels, experts. And so it was an exciting event.
Wonderful. Well, I love hearing about that. And I know, Alan, you were a critical part of this. And also as director of recruiting, you know just how important it is that we have these pathways. So could you talk a little bit about how opportunities like this can increase the pipeline coming into Guilford County Schools?
Absolutely. Just what Dr. Patterson says, that we know that we kind of have the ability to set the narrative of what people think about the profession that we're in. So as our strategic communications team came together with our new theme, Better Together, we also believe that we are starting to go out to individuals who want to be the one, our next educator in Guilford County, but are you the one that will help make a difference in the lives of our future? And as we think about it, everyone had a one that they can point to that helped them to be the person that they are. So with that theme, that helps us to drive the point that when you see an educator, you're seeing someone more than just a professional. This is a person that helps drive the needle. And we truly believe that bonuses are great and high salaries are fantastic. But what makes this profession great is that people want to make a difference in the lives of other folks. So we keep that in mind as we recruit people. They have to come in with that same kind of mindset that would help drive. And what this collaborative have done is helps us with our teacher cadets and other students that are our future educators, that now there's a pathway for you to be able to become this great individual.
Steve, I know that Guilford Tech has even new opportunities to be a more specific part of the pathway that we've really appreciated. And obviously you play an important role to increasing access to this pipeline as well. I wonder if you could talk a little bit about that.
It was exciting to be able to step into a very pre-existing strong relationship between Guilford County Schools and North Carolina A&T College of Ed, and to be able to jump into the work that's already in progress with them, but to see how the community college can be a unique partner in that relationship as we raise up that next generation, if you will, of educators. We recognize that the student diversity piece that we can contribute as a community college, that is certainly part of the partnership that we can bring based on our student population here at Guilford Tech. But also the courses that we provide that may, the pathway that we might provide to our Guilford County schools, be that graduating seniors from high school or Guilford County school employees, and how we can further connect them with the College of Ed at A&T. So multiple on-ramps, if you will, for how our associate in arts degree, associate in science degree, and teacher prep can play a role, but certainly in residency licensure and other certificates that would be available to add to the conversation.
Steve, I really appreciate you mentioning those, because the 2-year degree programs that are part of the transfer option that I know really support a lot of this for educator prep are somewhat new, right? And so the fact that a student can go to Guilford Tech and then have that seamless transition is very helpful to add yet another pipeline area there.
And that's been a lot of the work to date in our conversations, is kind of hammering out that articulation between the two institutions so that pathway, that pipeline is seamless and becoming much more streamlined. Certainly our two institutions have had pathways in the past, different co-admission agreements, but really hammering out the specifics and contextualizing it to Guilford County, to the needs of our students, to our citizenry, but also to the unique aspects of our two institutions, and coming to agreement on courses that will best position the students to transfer to that junior level status, to be pre-major ready, trying to make the barriers fewer and far between as they transition.
Well, I'd love to hear from each of you, because I've been able to witness as you all work together and the power of the collaborative and you coming together in this really just true partnership. What other recommendations might you have for state leaders or others to really help grow the pipeline that can take what you've already done and expand that? Paula, I'll start with you for that recommendation.
Sure. Well, of course, I'm sure that everyone on this call would agree that we need more funding, right? Obviously, the financial support is huge. I think one of the big successes that we found with the Blue and Gold bus tour were, many of the young men had never even thought about being a teacher, but participating in that type of event, even if it was just that one full day, really changed their perceptions about the profession. And it was amazing to see the number of participants who said, how likely were you before this to be a teacher? And it was like, not at all likely. And you had a pretty big number say, maybe, right? And so those are folks that we want to continue to follow up on, because if they're sophomores, we may want to, I think one of the things that we also learned was we can leverage our early colleges better, right, in terms of really advising students. But I think we've got to have support to be able to do these types of events. And of course, that costs money. The second thing that I'll just add is respect for the field. I think that the more that our leaders can really talk about the importance of the teaching profession and how it very much is a noble profession and well respected, the better it is for us to recruit people into something that really makes a big difference.
corporate collaboratives, and that just kind of pulls on what Dr. Price says, that would help us to find more funding and more reasoning to do this. And I think that is a very rich way of finding and identifying talent. And I truly believe that a lot of many of the great employers or employees were individuals that started out as teachers, because those are your best managers and supervisors. If they can teach, then they can help their units do better.
Just the continued opportunity to pull partners together, and not just our partnership, but across the state, and to provide those spaces for conversation, for support, sometimes for direction in be it this initiative or others that are going on that are critical to education in North Carolina. I think having that space was a huge part of our success so far.
I'll say ditto to all that was said, and I'll add, I'd ask them to listen to those of us with boots on the ground, right? When we find really good signature programs or collaborations, strategies that work, listen to us, right? In terms of what works, and help us to implement those strategies as quickly and efficiently as possible.
It takes sincere and real effort and time and resources to make all of this happen. And so how we make sure we appreciate that side of this work too, and obviously state support, because you're one county, and know that all the 99 others needs help too. So really appreciate that too. So thank you so much for joining us today. And after the break, this week's final word. Teachers are the #1 school-related factor affecting student outcomes. Knowing this, it should go without saying that teachers are vital to our public education system and our students. Unfortunately, like in many other places, North Carolina's teacher pipeline has been struggling for years now. The perception that teaching is a noble but not properly respected profession has discouraged potential educators who could be in classrooms helping students succeed today. As a state, we have to address this. As this legislative session nears its conclusion, it is disproportionately clear that statewide solutions to our teacher pipeline problem are not immediately on the horizon, but that does not mean all hope is lost. As today's guests have shared, school districts have had to find innovative ways to make sure their students have diverse and effective teachers guiding them along their academic journeys. And for some, this has opened the door for exciting collaborations with local community colleges and universities. Many of North Carolina's community colleges offer teacher preparation degrees that can help those interested in beginning their training necessary to transfer to a four-year institution and earn a bachelor's degree and North Carolina teaching license. Future educators can use these associate degree programs as a direct path to further education and training, and then a career. Several North Carolina school districts, community colleges, and universities have taken an additional step to strengthen this pathway, as well as continue to find innovative ways to improve the educator pipeline by participating in the North Carolina Educator Pipeline Collaborative. The Collaborative is a public school forum program created in partnership with the North Carolina Office of the Governor, the Belk Foundation, the Belk Endowment, the Barnhill Foundation, and others, in which the cohort works together to share, develop, and implement policies and practices that will enhance and extend their efforts to recruit, prepare, support, and retain a diverse, highly effective educator workforce. Since the launch of the first cohort, the participating districts and institutions have demonstrated a determination to recruit and train teachers who can turn and to educate the over 1 million children who attend our public schools. However, those participating in this program are not alone in their commitment to repairing North Carolina's educator pipeline. There are many North Carolina residents who continue to believe in the value of public education and want our schools to have what they need to succeed. The ability to recruit and retain effective teachers being high on that list. Teaching is both a noble and respected profession, and making that clear is vital in fixing the teacher pipeline. Thank you for taking the time with us to learn and think about education. That's all for today, and we'll see you next week.